for South American coverage, day 2 of the groups. Let's get into it already. Not too surprising on the band's department to see Wisp gone. Bloodseeker's got to go Pango, Visage, and Naga already taken off the table.
It's funny when you look across. That's something I find very interesting when you compare. Like the teams are playing the same patch at the exact same time, and the meta is totally different across regions. Some regions have a bit of overlap, but for example, yesterday I just got to catch a draft or two from the Chinese qualifier, and they are valuing other heroes completely. Like there was an opening pick with, I think it was IG versus LFY. IG chose to overall first pick Leshrac, and the response is Mirana, Elder, Titan. And then we have these games where it might not even get picked the whole draft. Like both heroes will just be completely ignored.
Did we even see Bloodseeker in any of the CIS games yesterday? I don't think we did, right?
I don't think so. That was 9th picked yesterday by IG.
Okay, but it's been trickling in other regions, I feel like. And
I think it's
very relevant in NA and SA for sure.
Yeah,
we
I
saw
love
it a lot.
Bloodseeker. He's so strong because of the dual lanes. You're gonna have that extra movement speed and damage because probably someone's gonna be low. So if you take an aggressive off lane, something with a Sky that can constantly harass, Bloodseeker's gonna have a good game.
I think the mistake, in my opinion, that many teams make with that hero is that I personally find teams to be putting it position 1 too much. I don't really think that's the right role for the hero. And the nice thing about the pick is that you have the option of doing it, but I think more often than not it's a better position 2 or even 3 if you put the lanes correctly. The really nice thing about Bloodseeker mid is that you get those 2 side lanes pressuring, and then you win your mid matchup against almost anything. You have way more damage, you have great sustain, but if you put it off lane, a lot of this slightly weaker safe lane carries you can actually bully out of last hitting and just negate their farm a lot. And also, you can just go for a utility build on Bloodseeker. That's one of his strengths, is that he can be played as kind of an anti-carry instead of a carry.
It's really hard to focus on what you're saying.
Yeah, these guys are obnoxious with their freaking chat wheel. Even mid-draft, like how trolly can
Lacoste,
you be?
who's muted.
I'm sure they're really bored, but...
I'll check. I didn't play too
God,
much.
if he has South Americans muted, I would be extremely... He's definitely been doing the work in the pubs while he's been here then.
So what is your favorite way to lane Blood? Do you think he's better in like a mid 1v1 and then rotate around for ganks and stuff instead of being a safe lane?
The 2 styles I like the most are mid 1-on-1 Bloodseeker, where your 2 side lanes are pressure lanes, so you trade health and Bloodseeker wins mid against almost anything. And the other one is dual lane off lane Bloodseeker against a weaker melee core from the enemy. If you see weakness, you can send that aggressive dual lane and actually just concentrate on denying and last hitting, and you can win the lane really hard.
So it'd be like against a Spectre.
For example, like Bloodseeker crushes Spectre. It's not even funny. Like you're gonna, I don't know. I don't even know what the word is for that when you have 5 times as much CS as the other guy. Quintuple his CS.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Quintuple.
So you can destroy lanes with the right support. And it's also the itemization that we generally see Bloodseekers go for nowadays. It's a lot more about like Blade Mail into sometimes you see Radiance, sometimes you see BKB. It's nice utility from a position 2 or 3, and then you can have like a true carry that uses Blood Rage to kill. We've seen Bloodseeker Luna be great. We've seen Bloodseeker, I want to say, what was the other carry that I saw it with that was great? Someone that had Bloodseeker TA, I think I saw in a game. Because she has Refraction, so the amplification doesn't even matter defensively. There's some interesting combos you can do when you run Bloodseeker off there.
Anything else about Bloodseeker? He's banned, by the way.
We've talked so much about a hero that's not even going to be
That's my bad. I was interested.
No, it's all good.
When you're playing against a Bloodseeker, you need to have an extra flask, even just at the laning stage, way more regen, or you need to pick heroes like a paiN who has Brain Sap. Warlock is one of the best heroes who can heal them up. So if you're playing against Bloodseeker, you need some kind of a defensive tool, sustaining
self-sustain.
Yes.
Yep. Tranquil boots, the old 9 yards. By the way, take a moment here to shout out. Moxie and D2 Bowie are also covering South America. I'm going to give them a special shout out, especially Moxie. She's always about the South American scene, always wants to give it the attention it does deserve. So if you want to show them some love and support, be sure to check them out over on Beyond the Summit 2 for the official coverage of South America. We're trolly unofficial.
You're just going to go give Moxie South American shoutouts and ignore the fact that D2 Bowie is from South America?
I mean, that's just, he's already got the badge. Like, he's in for sure.
That's true.
D2 Bowie's the man also. Great content creator. Here we go. Windranger, Beastmaster, Warlock, rounding out here for paiN. Windranger is like the fully universal pickup. I feel like almost all regions have been taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
Bane, Sand King, as possibly the support staff here for Infamous early on.
Could be a position 3 Sand King.
Could be, yes, of course.
paiN nowadays is almost exclusively 5. There's sometimes you put it 4, very rare cases 3. We never really see the mid bane anymore. It had like a short time when the talents were funny.
It was not effective.
I saw some games that were great with the level 10 Enfeeble steals damage, 4-4-1 build mid.
There's no way
Crushing
that's good.
fools.
There's no way that's good.
It
It's
was sick.
Okay, it's good if
It
you can
was.
like sit in your lane and like they really need their farm, they can't do anything else. But then like the fact that you have to transition out of that is just weird.
I
And
think
the hero
Virtus
had
Pro
some
played one game. They had Beastmaster and Venge carry.
Yeah, we
as
watched
well.
that.
Yeah. Not sure if they lost or
Here,
not.
I think. Here on this couch, we watched that. Yeah, that was crazy.
The thing about the Windrunner, I think she got overbuffed a little bit. Windrun seems way too good. 50 mana. That's
They kind of had to though because of the dispel. They like added that could be dispelled, and then they had to overbuff it afterwards. Is kind of the issue. So it's like if you have a dispel, it's sort of bad, but if you don't, then it's really good.
I think
So-
she has way much mana at the start in terms of what she can do with her skills.
If
Like
you're
50
s-
mana for an extra 4 or 5 hits on a hero that you can do with Orb of Venom, and
Yeah,
they
it's-
can't do anything
it's
to
very
you.
strong. And from a competitive standpoint, a big part of the reason the hero is so appealing is that it can play like every role.
Yep.
I don't like it in position 1, but I actually think all other 4 roles are very viable if you pick it correctly. If you're struggling with Wind Ranger in your pubs, by the way, and you would like a counter and you're a support player, try Shadow Demon. Cast your ulti on her and she can't Windrun for 7 seconds. That's pretty strong.
especially against core
It's,
ones.
Core Windrunner hates Shadow Demon. It's the worst, one of the worst support matchups. So you even have the disruption against the Shackle Shot. So
Yeah.
there's a little tip for you. If
Like
you
that.
It's
if
like
you-
she's.
I've heard some people hate playing against this hero, so that's at least a solution you can go for.
Or Oracle. Both are.
Oracle's good too, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I'd love to see more Oracle play.
Yeah, me too.
She's-
I love that
yes.
hero. It's a great hero.
Wind
Even though
Ranger
I
is a
went
warlock.
0-12 or 0-15 in one of the games that I tried Oracle, didn't play him for such a long time, I still think this hero is really good in this meta.
He's fun. He was like we were talking about like specialists and stuff. Like he's definitely one of those support specialist kind of hero. Stan, if we get to SG, we might see Stan King play some Oracle.
Yeah, he
He's-
loves Oracle.
He's really good
That's
with
true.
it.
The downfall of the hero right now is it's just a bit weak in lane. I think if it was a stronger laner, we would be seeing it way more.
we can't make him too
Check out
strong.
these
You make
heroes,
that right
though.
click good
Yeah.
at all.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he's that
But
weak
that's
of a
the
laner
primary
anymore.
reason, because I think apart from that, the hero's really good in
There's
this game.
3 heroes he's good against here. He can dispel Ember Spirit, he can dispel Warlock Heal, he can dispel Windrun. He's against a Beastmaster, so he can Oracle ulti to save it. Same against like possible Shackle Shots. There's Ember does him a lot of magic damage with stuff.
But then you have Bane Oracle, and then you lose.
And that's
Yeah, he
really
doesn't
weak.
enable
You're
anyone
right.
on his own team,
But-
but he does a lot of work. He
Cool.
does a lot of work
On
to
paper.
paiN, but
It would be a cool pick for that reason. But something you always need to be careful of, and this is a trap that we see people fall into sometimes. Even the best drafters sometimes end up looking a bit too much to the opponent and a bit too little to yourself. I would say when you're drafting, it's more important that your lineup is in synergy with itself than that it hard counters specific opponents. Like, oh, this is such a great Oracle game, and you're like, oh, it counters this, this, and this. This is going to be great. And then you look at your own picks, and you're like, well, there's actually nothing that Oracle plays well with. So then it doesn't matter that it's great against them, because the majority of the game you're playing with your team constantly, and the aggressive plays are not always
Well,
there.
you're playing
So-
against that team as well.
well, yes, but it's how do I explain this? It's like you're constantly
I know
around
what
your
you
own
mean.
team. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But plays don't happen all the time.
I think so. That would even. It's more. You also want to look at your own team,
I knew
even
that was
for.
going to be bad.
He'll be the one to point it out, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Especially in best of ones too. I think you need to look more so to your team. You don't even get that extra game to kind of try to figure out your opponent and then analyze them in game 2. This one, it's just one game, so you may want to think for your team more so. During this mid lane set of picks, it was very interesting to see it transpire. paiN banned out the TA, so I don't know if that was an invitation for Infamous pick. Oh, then we'll just take Lena since you took TA off the table. And then paiN Gaming's response for the mid lane is the Ember Spirit pickup. I mean, unless they, want to do Wind Ranger mid for whatever reason.
I think that's a pretty bad matchup. Ember against Lena. That should be pretty bad.
So this could be a support ranger, and they're still waiting for maybe the mid lane pickup.
They could technically put a safe lane Ember. I don't really like it that much, especially not into Sand King. I think it's one of the best offlaners against Ember. He trashes weak melee cores, and Ember is one of those. Flame Guard gets removed almost instantly by Sand King in lane. He has 3 sources of magical damage actually. So 4 when he gets his ulti.
5 when he buys his Dagon.
6 when he has Shiva.
And
I don't
Dual
like this
Scepter,
lineup
maybe.
from Infamous.
Slardar now. Fish pals together.
Yeah, Slar.
They've got really good gank pressure for Ember Spirit. If he ever gets caught, he's dead. They also have crazy good, like between like Lena, Slardar, Sand King, they can triple stun and kill anybody, even like a Wind Ranger. And I kind of like Slark against all the hard lockdowns between like Ember, Beast, Wind Ranger.
I feel like that had to have been a better pick than Slardar, though, in this situation. It's good with Lina, but...
Is it a support or an offlane?
Yeah, that's the question. I think you might have to put it core, because a Slardar without a dagger this game is going to be almost worthless. He's going to have to run in against Slight Chains, Shackle Shot, and Roar. And Golem. It's not easy to set up plays with this hero without a dagger.
Feels like it would suck to neuter the Sand King so he can't get farmed, but I would agree that Slardar without Blink or any farm is much worse.
You're hitting the nail on the head there. That's the problem. I generally dislike lineups this patch after the bounty runes got changed, so the position 4s get less gold. I think it's hard to play lineups where your 3 and 4 need daggers.
Yeah,
I think generally you can't make space for both of them, so somebody's going to suffer. Yeah. Either of those heroes in this game will just not be impactful, I think.
Yeah, that's a great point.
It's like 2 position 4s and a 5.
Yeah,
and then there's no 3 at all.
Yeah.
You just gotta hope Lina and Slark work out.
This is a really,
Tinker now comes. So Tinker
really
Beastmaster combo there as well. Heavy mobility between that and already the what looks like Weehaw Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I think they want to put that Ember Spirit on a safe lane.
Yeah, it looks like
Lina kind of destroys Ember Spirit. I've seen this matchup quite some time. It always goes in favors of Lina. Also, Infamous lineup rather weak. Their team fight is not that strong. They have 0 tower damage, 0 vision heroes for Tinker. I think this is all paiN gaming.
Yeah, I agree.
Slardar ult is a little bit of vision, I guess, if they get him to that point. But I would agree with you.
Even if this is a difficult Ember lane against the 2 melee bruisers, if you will, the Slardar and Sand King, being able to pressure, at least he has a Warlock, so they can just try to play the lane as a sustain lane. Just by time, really. I feel like Tinker can completely destroy this game, so that's a great last pick.
They have so much AoE spells against Slark. You have March of the Machines, he can't get rid of that. You have Ember Spirit with the Remnants. You have Wind Ranger Power Shot, really effective against Slark.
Yeah, how's Infamous's push even? It doesn't even seem that great, and you're gonna have to push now into a Tinker March and stuff.
They can Roche. That's the good
thing.
They can Roche. That's what you get from Slardar.
But as
that's
far
pretty
as
useful.
advancing
Don't
the game
underplay
forward,
that. That's
I don't
important.
know.
That's really important.
I feel like the one advantage they do have, though, is if they don't hard commit to a fight, if they play really wide in the map and get their opponents to spread out a little bit, they can like poke in and out and wait for these opportunities to actually blow heroes up. And because if they take a straight up fight against like a Warlock, yeah, they're screwed. They're not going to be able to approach. But if they spread things out a little bit, if they gank all across the map really rapidly, I think that's one opening they can get.
That playstyle seems a bit, once again, seems a little dagger reliant. So they still, I think they need to find kills that give them the gold in order to get daggers. I don't think they can expect to get dagger on both of these heroes just by killing creeps. There needs to be some good plays coming in from Infamous here. I'm very curious how they end up putting their, like, was this Slardar a 3 or a 4? Who's playing it?
Old Stinger.
Wrong fish. Wrong fish.
So it's a position 3 Slardar, right?
Yeah.
Stinger, yeah. And 5 Bane, 4 Sand King. Okay. Well, I'm all on paiN. I think they're clearly favored in this draft. If Tinker has a good game, and just if their lanes break even, I have a lot of faith in them going mid-game.
Yeah. Yesterday when we were trying to call out some of those CIS games, you know, it was quite the opposite. The laning phase for some of the teams we felt were being outdrafted tend to really step up a bit, so we'll have to see if the same story happens here or not for our South American Dota friends. We get into it now, and as the lanes develop, these guys are probably going to be the biggest chat wheel abusers we've ever seen in our life, for sure.
How many do you have muted, Lacoste? Did you do it already?
0, yeah, I checked.
For now.
Maybe
I'm about to just tag up these guys.
I like how that, for a fraction of a second, Rob turned the audio back on, and they were in the middle of an emote already. Like, it just was already there.
He was like, turned it off during the draft just so we could...
I'm actually very glad he did. And I also was thinking, I was like, man, I'm glad that Rob is so good at his job that I don't even have to, like, instruct him. He just realizes, like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Mute this.
Why can't they even do that during the draft? That is...
I don't know.
God.
All right. We appreciate it.
Oh, we've got some lane swapping. This is bad for Slark.
Look at this. These guys are doing the old hokey pokey here as they cross from northern to the southern border.
Was not the fish they ordered.
A fish high five on the way.
Oh, they're losing so much.
I think Slark is one of the heroes that loses the most on having to swap lanes like this.
All right, guys. Time of death.
No. What if he gets pounce and then can pounce his way top faster?
Yeah, it's a 24-second cooldown.
Hey, that's like 2 pounces.
Yeah, once over the high ground.
Yeah, there you go. That'll save you at least an extra 5 seconds.
All right, the lane has showed up now.
Aggro trialing now. Interesting. At least for now, they're going to aggro into this Slark.
Yeah, paiN will have to go top, and he just TPs.
Yes, he's here now. He
I mean,
will definitely assist a bit.
Bottom lane will be won by Beastmaster. I don't think Slaughter can win that matchup.
This is a straight-up Royal Rumble right now. They turn their attention back now onto Matt, and they're going to be able to bring down the Sand King. So Infamous try to show up and impose dominance with their tri-lane and already get shoved back.
They need to break Flame Guard, but they can't do it without using both Sand King Stun and Pounce, since the buff to the spell. What is it the amount is on level 1? Is it 80, I think you need to do?
For
Yeah.
Sand King?
Of the level 1 Flame Guard.
Flame Guard.
The break is 80 damage, right? I
Yes.
think it used to be 50, yeah. So it absorbs 80, and Sand King Stun level 1 does not deal 80 damage after reduction.
I think it's before reduction.
Is it before reduction? Are you sure
I
about
think
that?
it's pretty sure it's before.
I actually don't know.
It's
we
like
can test it
I'm pretty sure that barrier is the same as Stout Shield, but for magic. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Okay, so Sand King Stun can break a level 1. It
Does it
deals
do 80?
85.
Okay, then yeah, it should be able to. I think that's how it works.
That is actually pretty important in this lane. Flame Guard is what's going to kill them early on. That's a lot of CS in mid. 15 CS minute 2 is high. Does that mean he's missed 1 creep in total, Pepita, I think?
Yes.
There's been 4 waves, right?
Yeah, 4
This
times
is
4,
very, very good.
16. That's NA math right there.
Yeah. Okay, we had a minute without chat lines.
They forgot that they could do it. They had a moment where they could step out from the lane and not have to focus on last hitting anybody or any creep, so might as well put those fingers to work. Back in lane now, looking to bully back the supports as it's just pretty much Weehaw and the Slark trying to match for CS in the game.
Their supports are so much weaker. You have 2 good harassers. You have Warlock and Windranger with Orb of Venom.
Yeah.
And they can't really go on Ember Spirit. As they get levels, their heroes scale so much better.
Being got to be careful. Already shoved all the way back and away. He's got 3 wand charges, but no other bit of regen.
Like what does level 2 Sand King give you? Check the Warlock or Windranger. Same goes for paiN.
Fatal Bonds is really good in Try versus Try as well.
Oh,
It's a spell that often isn't. Oh, they're gonna
Sand King making a rotation bottom.
Yep. He shows up, but there's no opportunity to
good
make a jump on
pounce.
the Beastmaster. But here, an opportunity, while the numbers are a bit more even, they'll make a move in for the Windranger. But she gets a heal right away. All is well.
Do you get 1 point in Bash on the bottom with Slaughter? I would.
I think in a 1v1 types thing, it's worth it, but
That's 2 stuns, but still can't bring down the Beastmaster.
What is it? Bash level 1 is like 80 damage on 10%, right?
Yes.
So it's like. So it's an 8 damage skill point.
Bash
if you look at it
of
that way.
terrible.
How long is the stun?
On what?
1 second?
1 second.
1.1?
1 second. All
Oh,
levels.
mid lane. He gets solo killed by Lina.
Guys are making me look up all these skills.
Normalin.
All right, sleep, and he rotates out the other way. What happened though? Mid lane, the Lina able to get the takedown. Not even level 6 yet.
My god, I hope this gets changed one way or the other.
Oh, he gets the bash and he gets it on the bottom lane. There it goes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Caustic's there, and then there's
Oi!
the crush.
Damn, dude. That's value. You got it right there.
If you compare it, I mean, sniper headshot's a much higher chance.
They're
but
stream sniping us.
Sniper headshot is like much lower damage per hit.
I guess it's an 8 damage on average, right? If it doesn't proc, it does nothing. But when it hits, the 80 damage is physical, and Beastmaster just got an armor nerf, so it actually hits harder than it used to.
Yeah.
Does
And-
make a difference. In
Yes, and he has Blightstone, so even more.
Oh, that's nice.
That's 100 damage.
Last patch Slaughter would actually not have killed him. The 2 armor and Beastmaster would have been enough. But now he has 3 instead of 5. So good stuff from Stinger.
5-minute runes. Everybody's grabbing them all up.
2 for
Tabo
2, yeah.
able to snag 2.
No,
3
3
for 1.
3 for 1.
Yeah, Tabo grabs 2.
That deserves an all chat. I'm sure this is a true Lakat Matatak moment.
Look at Matagag.
We got. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's
it's also
it.
one of
Have
those
you guys
moments.
ever tried like buying damage items on Slaughter with his new perks?
Not
New
since the
talent trees?
new talents.
I know that no pro player does it, but they're actually pretty. You can actually turn Slaughter into a carry.
I
for
think he
sure.
can be a carry too. He has natural mobility, and he doesn't have the damage amp from sprint anymore. I definitely think it's playable if you built the lineup around it.
He's got a 50 attack speed perk at 20. His bash damage, he has like a 20 damage perk at 10 or something like that. And
I
then
think
the
it's
bash
25
damage.
even, is it?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's 25 damage at 10. The bash perk at 20, at 10, at 15.
Oh, Tabo
Sniped.
God.
Got him.
The 15 one is about 25 damage also, because it's 100 more bash damage per bash. It's like,
Yeah.
you can get really hard hitting. with all the damage amp and stuff.
And because it's physical, yeah, exactly. It's more than 100 damage because of the... Most heroes will be negative armor with Corrosive Haze. So.
Oh,
That's
they
a
make
dead
a move
baiN.
on a Slark, and baiN is going to have to pay the price for it. Yep.
Man, I hate baiN. Look at this hero. Doesn't do anything. This hero is level 2, and he's not gonna do anything for the rest of the game because he didn't dominate there early on. You don't see baiNs coming back into the game. Yes, you can make some clutch plays.
Oh, not again.
With the sleep. One more.
So you're saying
That was an ulti.
So if baiN is losing, you think he's a terrible hero? Is basically
Yeah, I mean he's a terrible hero in
Yes.
general.
So
Especially when
that's
he's
smart.
losing.
I think after the nerfs, I don't really consider baiN a first phase pick anymore, and Infamous overall first picked it. And I kind of disagree with that. I don't think the hero's good enough anymore to do that with.
Let's see some tips
beast.
and normal ends.
She's got...
Lacoste!
If Tavo gets the kill, you can... There it is!
Hey!
Normal in, normal in. 43, 14, 41.
We're gonna reach a point soon when people start using that chat wheel when they get a deny or something. Like that's what we're getting to.
I mean, they're using it just when there's dead air right now.
Or offensive tipping when the enemy misses a CS or something. That's the state we're getting to.
Yeah, but you're limited to only 3 of those per game. That's why.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he died.
Pepita just gets lagooned right in the
That's
face.
nice. Another tip. Lacoste, Matatag, everybody. Got a kill.
Matakag. We got a kill. Say it as white as possible.
baiN has a lot of net worth, guys. This
400.
This is rough.
He broke it.
Well, it's pretty easy to do the math where those numbers come from.
He's going to get some money from these stacks when someone else farms it, though.
That's
so
true.
that's good. Thanks for adding that mechanic.
Would you say he's going to accelerate?
At what, feeding?
I like what you did there, and I see it.
His nickname is like Excel Good, right? GD.
Excel,
like-
God damn it.
Okay. Do you feel like he's Excel Good this game, or Excel God? I don't feel like he's Excel Good this game. I don't think he's feeling good.
It was kind of a hard lane. He was like the only one in that lane that could actually trade hits, basically. Like his other 2 heroes were not.
Slark is gonna die.
Yes, he is. Weehaw just runs him down, burns him apart, and then Tinker tips him. Warlock tips him too. And so does King RD. I'll casually throw in some tip shekels at the Slark.
I don't know what's getting older, these tips or me. Like, what's the actual...
I just feel like I'd prefer if it was like once every 2, or maybe 2 every 2 minutes or something, and it can't be the same one
The
twice.
chat wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the tips you're fine with being 3 per game.
Yeah, I don't care about the tips. Tips are like not as invasive, you know?
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah. They don't add too much noise pollution.
Yeah. That's definitely my biggest complaint about the chat wheel last year. Is that especially like, I think I mentioned this yesterday, but in the All-Star match, like previous years, the players would type things. But then last year's All-Star match, it was just them using voice lines. Which is like, I don't want pro players to use voice lines. I want pro players to say things.
Yeah, I want originality.
Yeah, make some memes of your own. Don't
make some
like,
new chat wheel
Exactly.
lines of the future.
Exactly.
No, I agree with you on that 1,000% for sure. They should definitely disable them for any All-Star match.
But then you can't as well, because at the time, they're also such a big deal that removing it would be removing the culture. So it's like this weird problem.
The culture.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, right? If you make them talk normally, then they're gonna rage against it.
Normalin,
Exactly.
Normalin.
Talk normally.
They are just hounding this Slark. Meanwhile, King RD, though, is going to be able to get the shot down. Our
Excel,
friend baiN.
Damn, I was so happy for Excel. He was not at the bottom of the chart of current gold, but he just dropped down to
Why is
second to
Lena
last.
at the bottom? Oh,
It's current gold.
oh god, I was gonna say. I was like,
My bad.
Did he
55
destroy his
network. I
items?
just broke everything.
Is something bad happened?
They tipped me.
They tipped her way too hard. Yule's on that Lena. And
It's one of those times where you're scared to click on the catapult.
Boom.
Okay.
she's like, I
I
gotta
was
use the
worried about
Laguna.
that, dude. That's why she took forever. She was like, ugh, don't mess this up.
About to make a highlight play for all the wrong reasons. 6-5, 3K net worth advantage. Things kind of panning out as most were expecting here, at least in the early laning phase.
Looks like Slark is the
Uh-oh.
off lane here.
Oh, no mana, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't like when this happens to Sand King. So I think when you're playing Sand King support, you definitely need to have either a magic stick or clarities.
Or
when you're
Mango,
moving around.
even for someone
Yeah,
like
or
that.
Mango. This hero is really
He's
monoline.
bringing it. Shut up.
He should. Is he? Oh, that's good. What's he bringing? Stick?
Clarity.
Good.
And save.
That's good.
That will never happen again.
But
He did just get a kill mid.
yeah, it's more. They were playing a try versus try lane. I think you get the stick earlier.
Okay.
I think he needs to have an influx of mana. So he
Yeah,
can be
instead
useful.
of Windlace
Yeah,
not doing
I think
that
so.
much.
Really?
Yeah, it's
But-
good for setting up ganks, but in a tri lane, you're gonna get that extra mana that you need.
But I mean, I feel like getting more movement speed
No.
once because they ditched the tri lane pretty
No.
fast. I'm just saying after they ditch the tri lane,
No,
the
but he
movement
needs a
speed's more
stick
important.
at the laning stage.
You need a stick. But it's like, I think all of his items are good. It's only about the order. I think this value Windlace is still good to get before the dagger. It's definitely a fine item to get.
I just mean that if he has brown boots, windlace, and magic stick 2 minutes ago, then that's worse than him not having a stick and having tranquils. Because tranquils is going to set up kills that you might not be able to get when you only have like a windlace and a magic stick in your inventory. That's all I mean.
Yeah, then you should probably just have had one clarity or something as well. I mean, it's always easy to say after, right? We didn't see his
Yeah.
exact gold and whatnot, so.
Oh, Matthew almost in a spot to line up a two-man burrow. He has Epi in the pocket. He's waiting for a long turnaround approach of
is
Papita
perfect.
with the Laguna.
Dude, Papita is so high level. What
He's
the hell?
definitely the big stack
Oh,
on his
smoke.
team.
He
but,
knows I'm in
hey,
trouble.
Hey guys, thumbs up, but it doesn't matter. The message is communicated a little too slow, and they're still going to be able to get the jump on the Weeha.
That was DDoS.
Dude, he's level 12, minute 12. That is extremely high.
He's got 5 kills. It's like a pub game where he's playing against bad players.
That is really. Tinker's level 12 as well. They're both really high level here.
Tinker now is in a position where he can shoot down some kills. If he gets this one too, he has his boots of travel. Yeah!
That's just,
That was good. They're new ones.
BOTs.
Good.
I love the Toby line. It makes me laugh. Oh, rock drop. Bottom line. Oh, my lord. Move in for Tavo. Barely able to make it away.
This game is gonna fall apart real quickly. Lina is
Infamous,
super farmed,
yeah.
but that's about it.
She's going to get like roar stunned in the mid game, and then she's going to feel worthless.
Yeah.
Unless she does so amazing.
Yeah. I was going to say Shadow Blade maybe. You're just like, just keep sniping pub-like kills.
How do you guys
Maybe you can tilt them.
I think she needs a disc. This game.
How do you guys feel about Lina's build adjustment, where people used to always go like phase boots, but now they just go brown boots? Brown boots Yule's Shadow Blade versus like phase Yule's Shadow Blade. How do you guys feel about that
What's the move
progression?
speed right now? It was 470, right? When he had Fiery Soul running. You're still a lot faster than pretty much every other hero in the game, so maybe you don't need to upgrade.
Gonna get Stinger. Yes, they should.
I think it's pretty good. I think you want to get toward this Shadow Blade as fast as possible. It's the when you go for this route, that item is the game changer. It's the only way they're going to kill Tinker as well. He has to find.
And
kill him off,
it
so.
gave him gold because he skipped this 900 gold, the faster Yule Scepter, which set up 2 kills.
True. I think that the marginal benefit of a phase is not that much for Lina, I guess.
No.
That's the way I look at it. He's already really fast, more or less.
Yep.
So, okay.
Still pressuring this bottom lane. All the meanwhile, Warlock able to get some aggressive vision down for maybe their next maneuvers. But look at this. I mean, paiN are still able to punish
What a hero.
the Bane, who's just like, guys, I don't know what to do. I got killed in the laning phase, and I have no place.
It's like such a cool way to make Wind Ranger amazing as a support. Just like having Searing Chains and Sleight of Fist. Super easy initiate, you're defensive while you're doing it, and you guarantee this super powerful power shot. Instead, King RD would have to like land a shackle shot, which is so much harder. Instead, he can just abuse power shot instantly while still being a good hero.
Yep.
Runes, get the runes. 2 versus 2, probably.
Looks like Infamous are going to hound and go for most of the runes, or at least the top 2.
How close is Slara to... He has his dagger, right?
No, 400 gold away. That's why I just wanted to say. They are killing targets that they need to kill. Sand King is not going to get his Blink Dagger that soon as well. So they were killing Slaughter, who probably has more farm than a Sand King.
Did he know, or was he just faking that out?
Oh, nice one. Barely clipped him on the stun there. He might have actually died if he missed. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead now.
Oh, he got a roar out of it.
Little birdie saw that one.
And they pressure him again. They're doing such a good job. Because if Slar was able to get a
Delays
reasonable
the
blink,
Blink Dagger, though, is the problem.
it would have.
Dire actually only have one hero right now.
That was like one lane that I think that they really needed to go well. Like if the safe lane goes weak, but like Lina stomps this hard, and the Slardar goes okay and gets a relatively fast Blink Dagger, then the whole game can be fine. But now that they basically got stomped in all lanes but mid, it's so hard for their Infamous to come back.
All 4 heroes on Infamous except Lina are playing catch-up.
Yep.
Like, none of them actually want to do anything. Sand King wants to farm Dagger, Slardar wants to farm Dagger, Slark wants to
Farm Shadowblade
farm
before he can do anything.
Slark wants to play the game. He hasn't been able to do that yet. His 0 kills, 0 assists, nothing. And paiN wants to leave the game, so...
They do get a jump on the Weehaw. You know, every time they have that Laguna up, they'll try to make something happen, but this is the first time we'll see Lina get blasted apart, so she hands over that 5 times kill streak.
Sand King got the kill, though. That's his dagger. I think this is actually a good trade, even though it's a net worth loss for Infamous. They need this dagger.
It's true.
Losing a Lina for this is actually at least giving them potential. Now they have the daggers. This is go time. You gotta go as 4, make moves all the time, and let Slark farm, and hope for the best.
And no pressure yet. Well, hope for the best, because if it doesn't go well, I think they're outs. They have like no outs to pull this game back.
Yeah, they're really, really far behind.
Let's see what they can go. paiN, in the meantime, is not even letting up whatsoever. They are easing in on this Slardar.
He does have Shadowblade on Beast.
The Blink Dagger.
Oh, strange.
Huh.
He had to throw the axes first because of the dagger.
But he had Shadowblade. I know. I saw him
No,
buy
but
one.
it was
Beast?
running.
Beast of Shadowblade?
No, Shadowblade
Yeah, he
was
does.
Oh, it's cooldown.
pop off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He must have used it at the tower or something.
Yeah, he used it before they smoked, I think. Well, now he's in it. There's a big kill here. Oh, he got the secondary one. That's
Gotta kill that paiN.
2-man crush.
Oh, that's
Nice.
huge.
Cancels out the rock. This could be the moment we were hoping for Infamous. Matthew popping out the epicenter, looking to rush down Tavo, hit him with the amp damage. But here comes Tinker. He's just firing out like a turret from the trees. Should get the finish onto Excel. But PETA going to eat some shots, and so will Matthew, so they backpedal. It's a 2-for-1 split. They had a good start, but they couldn't follow and fight, obviously, into the Tinker's power.
That was a pretty good spell casting, but there are only 4 heroes because Slark can't play the game right now. So they need everything to pretty much click. If the grip was full duration, they would have got a second kill for sure, but King RD quick with the shackle shot, identifying what he needed to do in that moment.
If Duster dropped the rock, I think they would just wipe them fully. His positioning was not that good. He was in the front line. You can drop the rock from way further distance.
Yeah. At the same time, though, the silver lining is he was the one getting jumped as position 5, at least. So if the Dire has a lot of burst. If they go really fast, you might not even have time to drop the rock.
I don't like the build when you go for 1-4-4-0 build on Warlock, unless you're playing against some big overtime damage. 2 points in upheaval is gonna change the team fights, but 2 points more in Shadow Word is not.
Yeah, I agree. 4-2-2 would have been better, I think.
But I feel like Infamous is really damage limited right now. As we saw in the last fight, it's all like cooldown based, so they can like burst people, then they have to wait like 10 seconds to get another round until at least until Slark gets farmed.
Yep.
So like in that way, extra heal on top of like Ember might be really worthwhile. I do agree that upheaval's great with 2 points, so.
Upheaval is super good against Slardar. It actually just ruins the hero in fights. If he doesn't have a 4-staff and can get out of it, you blink in, you crush, and then you're stuck. Can't reset. That hero is very dependent on resetting. As a position 3, you want to go in, crush, and get out, and like you said, wait 10 seconds and go again. You don't get the chance against Skull of Upheaval. I don't know if I like this. I see a lot of Slardars go this 5 health region. I feel like it's so irrelevant 20 minutes into the game. Instead, 25 damage, you farm a little bit faster. Maybe it's the difference maker between getting a kill or not. Like 5 HP region.
When
If
you're
you want
playing
to do the
core,
value...
yes, if you're playing 3, you should rely more on the damage, especially if you decide to go for a Vanguard at one point, you're gonna get the region that you need.
And he got treads, so the damage would have been way more damage output. But
if you look at the value, this is something Lacoste talked about that he likes to do when he looks at talents, is how much gold would I need to spend to get this from an
Blink Woman?
She's dead.
She tanks the gank.
How expensive?
I love
That's
she-
taking a while.
I love how they split apart and like Slark, this one's you.
How expensive is 25 damage? That's a Mithril Hammer. That's
it's
1600.
like a phase boots, basically.
And 5 HP region is a Ring of Hell. That's 850.
Possible catch on to the Warlock. Again, they'll take him down before the Chaotic Offering. Matthew tries to get off the epicenter, but not going to be happening as the Primal Roar comes out. But the Fiend Script from Excel, locking the Beastmaster in his spot, allows him to swing it out. Immediate sleep. Weehaw stuck in his place.
That was huge pounce.
Tavo going to get ripped apart, and Weehaw says, I got to go.
They might catch him. They just used Blink on Sand King, but
If they guess right here, he can... Oh, he warded. That's nice.
Oh.
Very good. I think that's worth the buyback. This is a big kill. Oh,
Okay,
now it's
well.
not anymore. Never mind.
Uh-oh. Weeha's running it back.
Just kidding. I love building
Oh my God, he
Weeha.
doesn't.
Before this fight started, I wanted to say it. Eon Disc, Power Treads, and Maelstrom. He's ready to fight.
Disc is super good this game for both teams.
This item is so underused in
It
specific
seems good on
scenarios.
everyone.
Yeah, you can build that item as a second, third item, even on your core players.
Yeah. I've seen every position in the game.
that's
He's like,
bad
I'm getting
rock.
this rock off no matter what. I've been denied twice. It's got to go.
It was dieback sinking.
It was really close last time too, for a Warlock. So I'm sure
Yeah.
there was a little frustration.
It's like, I'd rather just play as the Golem now and let it push the lane.
And it gives you really good GPM while you're dead. At least. The Golem has been buffed so many times. It's actually extremely powerful, this unit. It has half a Radiance. It has a splash attack that deals good damage. 1000 health. Crazy health regen. 75 damage. Really good unit.
Stinger hanging way back. Does hop out just in time.
I'm going to use it to push at least. It's not great. Okay, those are the worst odds I've seen so far.
4 digits.
10.12. It's the odds are so bad you can't even see them.
Yeah.
Is that at the start of the game or where the game is currently at?
Where
I can't tell.
If that was from the start of the game, what are you, a 99-1 underdog or something with those odds? Something like that. Pretty bad, at least.
If they can kill the tier 1 tower, Infamous that is, on the bot lane, it would definitely help a lot. It would give them more area to play in.
Yeah, you need, when you're playing Dire, you want to kill that tier 1 tower on the bottom lane to have the access to the jungle.
Do you like the Shiva's rush that Tinker did?
Seems like he's just doing it to push lanes, or is there something more to it?
It's good
I
against
think
the
it's
minus armor.
just the vision as well, and the minus armor just to provide vision in a team fight against where the Slark is, so he can't hide. Same goes for these two blink initiating heroes.
It's good for farming. It's 200 extra damage every rearm.
It's good with Fatal Bonds, too.
That's true. Good extra bit of AoE. Nice shackle connection. I mean, that's the other part that helps, not just power shots, but after the chains from Weeha, it just lands up an easy shackle.
I love the build on Wind Ranger as well. We see more probably in your pubs as well. You go full greedy, get that Maelstrom, but you're still position 4. You need to get something better. I've seen GH going for Meme Hammer. That's also the build that I like. You can have Shackle Shot, then use Meteor Hammer, and then Power Shot, which is an insane amount of damage. And it's good for pushing.
Yeah, that sounds really good. And Wind Ranger needs like
Stats.
generic stats.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Just if you make her a little tanky and put Wind Run on top of that, she's actually super, super hard to kill.
All right, the siege continues. Weeha's happy to dangle himself out front with the Aeon Disc and the Aegis. He's just a tough cookie to crack.
Did you mute everyone, Lacoste? Dakota?
No.
They just stopped using it.
Don't remind
It's
me.
like,
They got
oh,
kind
now
of
we
focused.
actually need to focus
They
on
got
the game.
they got kind of focused.
We're past the landing stage. Now we need to play the game instead of playing Chat Wheel Simulator.
At least the HFN it's impossible for him to spam now because there's so much stuff you have to do as a tanker. There's no way
Yeah.
you have time to throw on a chat wheel.
I'm sure you can get that extra APM in. You're like, rearm Chat Wheel.
See, that's the thing, is maybe he was just warming up his fingers already with the chat wheel to prepare for the intense as all the items come online.
The Bane just got nuked.
Oh, Lena shackled.
Jump in, immediate remnant, looking to go for the
Oh,
finish
that's
up
a
of
good
Pina.
golem.
That
That's a
rock will
really
get the
good
catch,
golem.
and it helps him finish off not 1, not 2,
But
catch on to 3. Fatal Bonds is there, but yeah, not enough damage to get the and 3.
Wow. Stinger's 1, 8, and 4 right now. That feels bad.
should be Rex. There is a potential epicenter play here, but he's not even in base yet.
Buyback?
Paine's just doing
Does
such
he
a
not
good
have
job
TP on
poking.
sinking? He's bottom.
No, he doesn't care. He doesn't even have mana.
I'm in my own game. He does go back to the side shop now, and it looks like we'll eventually make his return back to base.
Alright guys, I'm done. I'm running down bottom.
Oh, backdoor. They've got. No, they don't.
Oh,
Use it.
Sinking knew this the whole
Dude,
time.
this is taking a lot of effort. You know what? Forget it.
It's regenning.
All that for nothing.
Oh, throw your bodies at. This is actually such a big. That's like the most significant backdoor save that I've seen in a long time. Because that Rex honestly might heal back to full.
Why does that
was
even
again,
happen? Like, you entered when there were creeps inside of the base.
Because if there aren't
After 15
creeps,
seconds.
yeah, after 15 seconds, the range is around the tier 2 towers. So if there aren't any creeps within that area, then it has 15 seconds to turn back on.
But that's so stupid,
Why?
in my opinion.
It used to be so that if you didn't leave the base as the aggressive
Yeah.
team, backdoor never switched on if you went in with creeps. I think it was a thing that was Shadow introduced in Dota 2. I don't even remember it being announced anywhere. I don't remember reading that chat log. But in my mind, in Dota 1, backdoor didn't ever kick in if you went in with a wave until you left the base. But I think if you left the base, it kicked in instantly. That's how it worked. Like if you walked down the stairs, backdoor disappeared. That's how I remember.
I would
That's many
say
years ago.
I like this in the sense that if you understand how it works, then and somebody cuts a creep wave, you know there's a limited time. And a lot of pros do cut creep waves, but we almost never get to see the benefit of it like we did here.
Yeah, no, they were spending a lot of time cutting the creep wave, and the benefit clearly came out. So.
That's why Sand King was bottom, for example. Same thing. Keep the creep waves pushed out. He's not going to be able to defend, and now there's no backdoor. They can kill this, but they've got to go through the health.
Yep. Back to lots of hits here. They'll do their best to slow them down. Hits them with the stun. Weeha goes back to work. Taking a bit of time, but this time he should be able to finish the job.
Well, when you have Eon Disc, let's say in this situation, you want to pop that magic wand charges right away. You don't need to wait, so otherwise the Eon Disc will proc with a couple more right clicks.
Ooh, he actually almost died there if he wasn't reacting well.
We haven't talked about. Oh, hang on. Is
Okay,
he gonna die? He's
Roar
dead. Oh.
runs up, doesn't have the vision, runs right into a sleep. Lands for the stun, and the Laguna. That Wind Ranger is gone.
King really dead. Oh, nice crush.
All right, nice two-man catch.
Not a little
Follow-up
late.
stun, but not going to be able to get the grab on the Wii, so he's able to jump back out. And how about that lady just eats one giant rock
Lena
from
didn't
above.
even bother to use BKB. She had 10-second BKB. She was just standing there.
Oh no, King HFN isn't fountain, so he has time now. Do you think so? I was thinking Tinker in the later stage of the game is like a really strong counter to Slark just because you can chain hex, and that's the one thing he can't deal with. But he went Shiva, and is he even going hex now?
On
As his next
Tinker here.
item? He went Shiva, Lens, and okay.
I assume he's just going to go Axe.
I feel like hex is
Hex
so good
is a
against
must
this.
against Slark, yeah.
Does Slark matter yet?
Let's look.
Like they've already got a mid-rax. It feels like they have plenty of opportunity to just stand on their opponent's high ground. If they just get like a ward down and they just spam missile, then Infamous is like they can't go in.
Yeah, true. He could get for the rockets. I think the laser is not that useful this game. The laser X component.
Infamous killed 2 tier
Okay,
1
yes.
towers, so Infamous is not gonna
It could
siege
be the
anything.
Virot 2 build with Manta style, like Cosmo was
Oh
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah, yeah.
What about
go.
a
The
Lincoln
old Tinker.
that can't be refreshed? Think about it.
I remember when Yamate used BKB. He just kept refreshing BKB.
He used to turn into a giant machine when he did BKB.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Goblin
yeah.
thing,
He used to turn into a tank, and you could refresh it. It was crazy.
I think Virot 2 invented playing Tinker with travels. At the time, nobody was playing travels. They were just like going boots and other things, and they were just walking around casting laser and rocket. It was before we developed brains as a human species. But he came up with that, and the build at the time was he went Manta style and he was split pushing with Travels Manta rearm, slowly but steadily whittling down buildings. It was a different time.
It really is incredible to like think back even like 3 years to be like, how did I not understand this? You know?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the craziest things about competition.
I don't think
in
you
Dota.
were able to refresh stuff like Necrobook, though. I don't think Necrobook was ever allowed to be refreshed, right?
No, just
That seems like it
resummon
would have been so abusable.
Maybe it was possible. At
It
some
was like
point.
Midas and Necrobook got like insta-ban on rearming.
Before you could have one pipe, one mech on a team max,
Yeah.
one necrobook.
But I don't think that was in the rules, right? It was
Yes.
tournament rules, not in the game itself.
Trying to catch everything in the action here. Jump down Roar to assist things out from Beastmaster. They lock down Matthews. Stinger should also be taken care of. Warlock trying to get the most out of his upheaval. Does deserve the double kill there with his Fatal Bonds to the low ground. Slark goes, but they chase him out. He's fighting. Taking out the Wind Ranger, trying to fight under his ulti, but they wait for him to come out, and they got the dust ready. They'll finish him off. He can't even get a hold of King RD.
You really wanted that one.
He died mid-pounce, right? I think that would have connected on Windrunner.
It was
Died
definitely.
mid-air.
So it only does like 120 damage or something, anyways.
This game feels so over for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That was 30 seconds. Yeah. That was about when you said that it was very bad. Yeah.
It's one of those games where the game is pretty over, you just need time to finish it. They're putting some effort to just prolong the game.
Yeah. put yourself in a situation where you're 99% able to win, not when you're 60% have a chance at doing a trace dose.
Uh-oh, Matthew.
Got him.
That's actually very effective for chasing people. Once he wasted his stun, it was like...
It just reminds me of the Yules one, though. Why don't you just do the one where you keep perma-Yulesing them in the air?
Because you get to do 200 damage every time instead of 50.
He killed paiN, but he doesn't even say anything. Look at this. Mouse Excel.
Who?
Huh.
Just doesn't even show.
The gold. That's because the gold thing is over paiN's face. It looks like.
Oh.
I'm not sure why though.
Because he's not a hero.
I think it's one of the I think it's one of the characters in Weeha's name that bugs out the kill line. There's some, I believe, Chinese characters and Arabic characters that make the line go.
Well defended barracks.
Oh, Pepita died.
Defend it with the chat wheel. Pretty much says all. As they move in to go for the final blow, we'll see if Infamous have any sort of response. Maybe they're just holding out for the last racks.
Where did the Lena just die?
Oh, down here.
Oh, so she was just killed, and now that's why the game is over.
Yeah. Tinker got the snipe, it looks like.
So he could have either bought back and they defend the top racks, or he can wait to respawn when they have no more barracks, and then he'll have 2 lives.
I think Dyer got this late game.
Carry Sand King.
Just play for late.
So you get a Moon Shard, so you can
Got him!
apply Caustic everywhere.
All right, that was it. The big bait and switch.
It's a nice bait, though. You see, he makes him roar so that he can just jump in BKB and run away. Oh,
He got 1, 2, 3 hits off with the BKB.
Oh, how played.
Back to my corner. No, you can't see me when I'm in my special place. All right, they dropped the rock anyways, and it looks like paiN should be able to finish things up here. Okay, got him.
Kill that support.
Got him, though. Buybacks there.
Oh.
This is painful to watch.
It is, yeah.
It is. I'm just letting it happen. It's just, it's like watching just an army of dudes run into a nursery and beat the shit out of everything in front of them. Here we go. paiN Gaming get it in the first round of the South America qualifiers. Day 2. 36-17. 30K net worth advantage there at the end. paiN Gaming trying to solidify their spot as the #1 team to walk out and move on into the playoffs. Guys, let's reflect on what we just witnessed here. Were they... Oh, what's this? Vote for MVP. Who would you give MVP to that game, guys?
HFN.
On the Tinker?
Yes.
Dyer's drafter.
I would have done...
Okay, give it to paiN.
I would have done Weehaw, I think. I think I put on Weehaw.
Weehaw?
He was in the tri lane. They won that pretty convincingly. He was like doing some squirrely plays all the time, forcing some bad reactions from their opponent. He was playing aggressive. He didn't make any like ultra terrible mistakes from what I saw. I would have given it to him personally.
Yeah, the reason I do favor him over the Tinker is the Lena was the only one who was like mega farmed in that game.
Yeah,
she got away through that laning phase pretty good.
He had the really rough start as a Tinker.
Yeah.
Just switch it.
No, I'm
That's
just
a good point. Like he did come back from a bad situation.
Last second baiN pick.
I mean, it's most valuable player, not most improved player over the course of the game, right?
So. True that. True that.
Ember was more valuable from start to finish than Tinker, I think. He won his lane as well. Contributed to pretty much every play. So I agree with Ember for this one. I think the primary problem in this game for Infamous was what we were talking about before the game even started. They have 2 heroes that need daggers, and their lanes didn't go well. So basically from minute 10 till the end, they were catching up. That's kind of just what ended up happening. They found 1 or 2 fights where they had a chance when they got their daggers, but they were already so far behind that those fights needed like flawless execution and maybe even a mistake from paiN on top to even work.
So why did they even lane rotate in the beginning then? They didn't want Sark against Beastmaster, is that correct?
I guess so. Well, he only has bad matchups in that game, right? He can't beat the tri lane, he can't beat Beastmaster.
Yeah, that's why it feels weird. Is like the tri lane didn't look good anyways, but they chose to do that kind of a matchup. Maybe if he just does like Slark +1 and they just say, oh, well, this is gonna go bad, and then the other lane can they beat Beastmaster with like Sand King and Slar? They could.
They could have give Slaughter a better timing on a blink dagger and just play around that. Just so he can
Yeah.
buy time for Slark even if he doesn't have a good early game.
Because they tri-laned and it
But-
still went awful.
But still, I think this matchup would lose 10 out of 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, Wind
That's just a
Ranger
way
and
weaker
Warlock
lineup.
support duo in a tri-lane seems pretty damn good against anything that Infamous would try to put together in that top lane.
I like the way paiN's lineup is built. Just it has strong laning, it has multiple ways of catching and starting fights, it has team fight, it has wave clear, it has absolutely everything you're looking for in a lineup, maybe except a little
Tower
bit more on
damage.
the Roshan side and tower damage, but like even when it comes to tower damage, you still have Focus Fire, you have Beastmaster. Beastmaster always accelerates pushes just by being there with his aura, so they had everything that they needed to go through every stage of the game.
Yeah,
That's
that's
another
cool.
thing that Infamous were struggling with. They needed to defend waves all the time. That's what Tinker does to you. And Ember with his early power spike will also help with that. So yeah.
Special shouts to Weeha. The Aeon Disc pickup was also
Yeah.
pretty fun and fresh. But outside of that, it seems like they were able to just play to the strengths of their draft. And Infamous, unfortunately, just kind of put themselves into an awkward position from, well, minute 0. So we'll have to see how they bounce back from this one. With this win, paiN Gaming are now 3-1. They're at the top spot. And Infamous are 1-2. So they're down there with Thunder Predator and Taurus Gaming. Still early on, so any of these teams could take a top four spot. Bottom 2 are going to be eliminated as they move forward into playoffs. We're going to cut to a small break, guys. When we get back, more TI8 qualifier coverage of South America here with myself, Lacoste, Purge, and Synderen. We'll see you soon.